bridge as well from Paul to Nigel, chief exec role? Is this you slotting into that part of it as well?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, obviously Nigel's going to say to me, these are the players we've got at the moment. These are the players we're keeping. This is the amount of money we've got, and then it's up to me, Nigel, and Paul to say, well, we need X for a right back, we need X for a centre back. We need to probably spend a little bit more on the one that's going to put the ball in the back of the net. That's what happens. But it's like a jigsaw puzzle, and we'll put that together between us, and then I'll go and try and find the pieces to fit the jigsaw or the options. Because when we come to the options, there'll be Jacob will be in there, Gav will be in there, the manager will be in there. Unfortunately, we'll have to have the goalkeeper coach in there, Paul Gerrard. He'll have to be in there because he's 6'3". I've just had a bit of crack with him. So 5 of us will align all the players, and one man will make the final decision, and that with a man sat in the office through there. So that's how we see it working. But all that work up to that decision making will be done and kept away, and from Paul, and he just comes in at the brutal end, which is the making that final call. But obviously Nigel with the finances will play a big part in it, and I've already chatted with Nigel about how much he wants me to do, and obviously I know quite a lot of the agents. I know how to manage the budget, and hopefully we'll get that bit right. I'm sure we will.
You've arrived at 11 o'clock. I've just interrupted you an hour later, Greg. You're starting to have a meeting with Paul. It starts now, doesn't it? That he's going to have what he wants. You're going to be able to bring your dossier or whatever it is that you've got at the moment and get on with this job.
Yeah, I think at the minute, Andy, it's everybody putting everything in and then filtering out all the ones that we think are worth following up, and then gathering all the information to them sort of players. But in there now, everybody's got a voice, which is brilliant. Everybody's got a voice, and I've got no ego. I've never have, and whatever people put into me, we look at it, and we might chuck that one out, we might chuck one of mine out, and might chuck that out, might chuck one of the managers out. Got to be careful. We might chuck, and then ultimately we'll be left with what we consider the 4, let's for argument's sake, right backs that we think are the right choices, and then we'll go through all the processes of have they been watched live, have they been watched on Y-Scout, have they done a character check, do they know what they're walking into when they come to this football club, do they know how Carlisle United operates, what does it mean to play for Carlisle. They need to know that, they need to know what it means, because these fans have been starved of some real successful stories on the pitch for too many years probably. So let's see if we can be part of something that is better than what it has been, and that's what we're there to do, is to improve on what's already here at the time.
7 years at this club, Greg. It doesn't matter that it was 9 years ago or whatever it was that you departed. You know this club. How much does that help this role?
Well, I still look. I go a bit funny, and even driving to the car park, I see Emma there straight away, and she comes and gives me a big hug. Wonders what I'm doing here. Cole comes across the kit man. I'm asking for a tracksuit. What do you need a tracksuit for? He's still the same size. I did say extra medium. He said I think more like extra medium. But so all of a sudden, I felt like I was walking to a nice surrounding where some good people, and there's a lot of people. I know how hard people have worked. Don't always get success. We don't always get that, but I still think there's been a lot of hard work gone on, and what we've got to try and do is make it better, and and I like it, and I actually understand how it works, because I've been here before, and that's gives you a bit of a head start, and I think it's important you talk to players. This is what it is. This is what we need from you. Don't let us down. And I've got no issues with saying to players, don't let us down. Just work. Give us everything you've got. Once they've done that, the football side of it, Paul and the rest of the coaches say, but don't let us down in terms of your application, your attitude and your work ethic coming here. Otherwise, it's been a poor signing. Forget the football. Nobody can compete at the best of their abilities if they don't do them 3 basic qualities. And I think I'm not frightened to say that. I understand the importance of it. I understand what this group of supporters want and how they operate and what they'll accept and what they won't accept.
I don't think this can be set in stone, but how much do you see yourself being here, and how much do you see yourself being in your car, covering ground?
Again, it's another reason for me wanting to. Paul just said, just do what you have to do. If you have to be here, come here. If you have to be on the road, you're on the road. He said, but now with the way that you can communicate through, especially with the Zoom things you can set up, we can actually have a meeting without anybody coming here. So, is it worth me every day doing 2 hours and 2 hours? Where I could be doing some work on the computer, watching games on Y-Scout, going out to watch players live, which I love doing, meeting other people, finding out, gathering information. Other people talk a lot, about players. They're not bright. I sort of tell them I'm looking at one player, but really I'm looking at another. So the answer to your question is, and I'll be here when I need to be here, but it won't be on a daily basis. But I'd like to think that I'll probably come up on a Thursday to plan the following week, speak to the manager, to do Thursday and Friday at the very least, and And then if I need anybody, I can meet them at games. I can do a Zoom call. We're going to put a system in place where everything that we do is tracked on the computer, which is brilliant. I've got sons and daughters to do that for me, Andy, because I'm still not the brightest on the IT side. I do sort myself down. I've learnt a lot, but I sometimes need a bit of help. But it's easy to update, and everybody sees actually what's happening, how many games you've watched, what the reports were. You just copy everybody into everything, and it's magical now, this IT sort of situation, isn't it?
Saw you at Bradford on Saturday. You could be a great poker player because this went completely under the radar for everybody who met you. But one thing you did say was how much you'd enjoyed your time with Solihull. So this can't be the easiest decision that you've ever made.
No, I mean Neil Ardley's he's very very similar to Sim. He's a great guy, and the structure there is very very good. You know, they're boxing above their weight by a long way, and it's down to the fact that they've got good people in good positions doing really good jobs. The owners. Darryl Eales and Tim Murphy, they're fantastic. Honestly, they really are. They've got a technical director, Craig Cope, who's doing an unbelievable job. He organises everybody, puts the right ducks in a row and organises that. Neil and his staff are good. And one of the most important things, the playing group is together. It's so united. Are they the best team, best players, best whatever you want to call it? I'm not so sure. Do they get paid the most? Not so sure. But I tell you, as a group, as a togetherness, as a band of people working in, they're up there with the best, and that's where they get the success. And the manager there has got a lot to take credit for. So's Craig, so's the owners. But I think that structure, if you get that right, everything will operate through your club, and nobody's got any choices because up there they're getting it right. So you've got to follow suit. You step out line, and they try to offload. I think the model. It's a good model, and you look at one of the best clubs in the country, arguably the best in the world. They haven't got it right, and that's Manchester United. And Solihull have got it right, So people don't need to take me, But you need to get that structure right before everything can operate right on the pitch, and you'll see, I think, success follow on behind it.
All of that aside, you were joking with the managers. You said, "What should I say to the media? Europe in 4 years? Should we set a target like that?" You're actually here for success, aren't you? You want to help this club do something.
Yeah. That's a massive part of why I'm here. If I didn't think I could help the staff, and that's football staff, even the general staff, because there's still a lot of people here before, I just wouldn't take it for the ride. We were talking about Europe, and he says, "Well, just be careful what Europe you mean." I said, "Well, can we go to Benidorm at the end of the season for a party next?" But no, listen, you've got to have ambition, and I've got a good outlook, I think, to the way I deal with football. I've had a fantastic time as a player, as a coach, as a manager, as whatever. Now, do you know what I want to provide something here that fans can talk about. We've had some good times along the way in the journey. I've had some not so good times, but I think here it's ready. It's ready for some sort of success. But everyone's got to work hard. Everyone's got to work together. Even there, I've been accepted straight away. The staff have been brilliant. Even Eric's made me a cup of coffee. So I've got him working, doing something he hadn't done for a while. So. Listen, there's a real good feel about it, Andy. And I want to get started straight away. We're in there now, going through players already. What we think we can improve on, what we think we need, where we need to go for them players, and with all the experience that's in that room, I don't think it'll take too long. And then you've got to try and use your resources and your persuasion powers to get them to the club and improve on what we've done since Paul's come in.
Just finally, Greg, you wondered what it would be like coming back to Carlisle United a couple of years ago when you had the health scare? I think it was 2018, wasn't it? The wave of good wishes that came from Carlisle and the fans blew you away. I know it did. So I think they'll be quite pleased to see the name Greg Abbott back on the staff list.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there were that situation when you mentioned that word. When my family panicked, and my daughters and and my son, they panicked. And when you hear of all the support that come, it was amazing. It was amazing, and it just gave me a massive lift. And I'm now medically I'm in a good place. Mechanically not so good. There's still one or two issues. I've got to go and have another little operation in the summer. I think I'm on a waiting list for that. But it knocked me. It took a lot out of me, and I still think there's a lot mentally that's affected me with it. But I'm well. And I've got me mojo back, and Paul ringing gave me a real energy to come, and I thanked all the supporters from all the different clubs, but here it was unbelievable, and that was really really good for me. made me feel, well appreciated and well respected. And listen, might be a little bit of can I pay that back as well by the good work we do now over the next 2, 3, 4, 5, whoever knows how many years. But I'm craving for the club to be better on the pitch, to make life better off the pitch, to make the whole area a little bit more, happy. It's tough. The last few years have been tough for everybody. Take away the illnesses and other people, but the pandemic's been murder. It's been hard work, and hopefully now we're through that, and there's a lot of positive energy to fly around, and people can grab onto that.
Fantastic to see you again. Thank you.